observatory, sunset cruise on the lavish Geneva yacht, and if that weren't enough, you will be joined on this vacation by the one and only Charlie Duke. So, no light pollution. You'll get to go into the observatory with Charlie. You'll get to have a dinner with Charlie. My understanding is Charlie spends most of his time scuba diving, so maybe if you're lucky, you'll see a whale shark with Charlie or something like that. So, 10 people, 4-bedroom place. Charlie Duke will be there. Where should we start the bidding for this one, folks? This is a week in the Maldives. How about $5,000 to open? Who will start me $5,000 open? $5,000, $6,000. Yeah, what? You can't suck your hand back. We're trying to raise money for space education for kids. Stop teasing me. Where? Someone on this side? 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9 and back. Go to 10, 10,000 right here. Who's next? Is someone over here? What do we have on this side? Just complete silence. Thank you, sir. 11,000, 12,000, 13,000, 14,000. Folks, if we sell a week in the Maldives for $14,000, I'll buy it myself. Are you bidding, sir? No. 14,000. Who will go to 15? 15,000. Thank you. Go to 16 this side. I'm not here to sell you a vacation, sir. I'm here to raise money for the Astronaut Scholarship Foundation. $16,000 for the bids at 16. Where was my bidder over here? Where is it? 16,000. Hopefully, wait. Surely you're over there. 16,000 bids here. We'll say 17,000. 17,000, the ladies bid. Go to 18 now. 17,000, the ladies bid at table 41. 17,000. For a week in the Maldives, 10 people. Take your whole table. I'll be there. I come with all lots, of course. $17,000 at table 41. Go to 18,000. Thank you, sir. Would you like 19 now? 19,000. Go to 20, sir. You know she's going to outbid you anyway. 20,000. What is it, 23? 20? 20 was here. You can have 22. 22. 24, sir? 24,000. How about 26 now? How about a little peer pressure for 26,000, folks? Can we hear a round of applause? $26,000! 28, sir? 28,000. $30,000, folks! 32, sir? How about $100,000? Nothing, never mind. That never works. Who is that? Is that your financial advisor? You'll be asked to leave, sir. Would you go to 32? A weekend, just imagine yourself there. A whale shark, an Omega watch on your wrist. Charlie Duke in a hot tub. 32,000. 34 now? Would you like 34,000? He went to 32. Would you like to just blow him out of the water, so to speak? 32,000.
Whatever he bids, up to 1,000 more.
Whatever. She said, whatever you bid, she'll do 1,000 more. So, I mean, that's just it. You can just write a check to the Aldrin Family Foundation. What was the max thing you were going to go to without my peer pressure? What number did you have in your mind?
Sharon, we've been there. It's incredible.
No.
She actually did say that. That was not a joke.
Do twice.
I can't do it twice. I don't have that capability. I don't work for it. We're the Soneva people. Can we do it twice? Let's just ask the Omega people. Can we do the Soneva trip twice? No, I'm just kidding. It's $32,000. Let's just say it's here, right? Let's just say 34 of you, all right now? 34 here. You can go to 36 if you'd like. 36,000. Can I still? $40,000. Sip of my martini. This is going far better than anticipated when I was on the bus over here. I'll throw in some fried chicken for you, sir. This only works in Miami and the Kentucky Derby. $42,000. He's back. It's 42. $50,000. I'm not making it up, sir. She's sitting right over there. You're gonna let her do that in front of all these people, all these astronauts, in front of Al Roker. $50,000. You've been a good sport, sir. It's $50,000. Fair warning to you. I'm selling here. You'll be with this gentleman watching Seinfeld together. Last chance. At $50,000 going once. Going twice. You're gonna do one more? What number would you? I'll just 52,000. And I almost kicked one of these lights. What's that? You will do two of them? Well, so wait, here's the thing. She's telling me that there are two, but Charlie's only going to be there for one. So I don't know where the bidding stopped and Charlie took over. I don't know. Unless Mr. Duke, you would like 2 trips to the Maldives. Are you busy? He says it'll go twice. What does that mean? Can we do that? I don't know. So he says he only flies first class. So you can deal with that after the auction. I'll be long gone. All right. 52,000 down front here at table 7. 52,000 the lady in back. Out of the goodness of his heart, Mr. Duke is going to spend 2 weeks in the Maldives. Oh. So hard to be a national treasure. Sold for $104,000. All right. Wait, but there's more. Wait. Maybe we should say that one for last. Lot number 104. This is very cool. Showing on the screen there. No, we're done with that one. Show the big one. All right, you saw it over there, folks. This is really cool. This is a one-of-a-kind AR-activated moon sculpture by Astro Reality. So it's a 50th anniversary special edition, the only one ever made. And if you don't know what augmented reality is, that's where you download an app on your phone, and when you hold it up to the sculpture, oh, here it is. It's coming to the stage here. When you hold your phone up to the sculpture with the camera on, it tells you all sorts of stuff about the different landings, different areas of the moon, and so forth. It's a hand-painted moon sculpture. And in addition, it's signed by all 3 attending Apollo legends here tonight: Michael Collins, Rusty Schweiker, and Charlie Duke. This is the only moon sculpture to do a round trip to the Maldives and back, folks. Anyway, it's here. Let's start this one. It's just really cool. It's really fun. $250, $250 for this, $250, $500, $750. Where's 1,000? 1,000 here. Say 1,500 this side. Anyone at 1,500? Where? You see someone back there in the darkness there? It's 1,000 right here. Who are you pointing to? Would anyone like to bid 1,500? Otherwise, where's my hand? Right here. 1,500 down front. Down front at 1,500. Yes, it includes Charlie Duke. All the lots include Charlie Duke, Neil. You're being heckled by Neil deGrasse Tyson, folks. Put that on your Twitter feed. $1,500 the bid is here. $1,500 bid. Who'll say 2? Anyone at 2? Then I'm going to sell $1,500 right down front of the table. Anyone wants at $1,500? $2,000. He got his hand up first at table 17. Would you like 2.5, sir? 2.5 right there. Back 2.5. Would you like 3? Here? Last chance then. It's 2.5 right there. I can't read your table number, but it's this gentleman here. $2,500. Last chance. Sold there. $2,500. Thank you very much, folks. All right, our next lot. Showing on the screen here, and it's also to my right, your left there, hanging there. This is a silk rug by the wonderful Jan Cav called Spacecrafted. During his travels to the Himalayas, he was fascinated by the unique night sky of Nepal. Obviously, there was very little light pollution, but it was shots taken from the Hubble telescope that first gave us a glimpse into only imagined splendor and colorful opulence of space. I did not write this, folks. These images inspired this collection. It's there and it's here. What's really cool about this is it's 200 knots in every square inch, and 60 colors are used. Chinese silk. It's hand-spun Tibetan Highland wool. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous rug. It won the 2015 Wallpaper Awards. Pretty cool item there. Who will start on the big on this lot, folks? Where should we start here? $2,000 open. We'll start with $2,000. $2,000. We'll get it home for you. Don't worry, folks. $2,000. Who'll start? $2,000. Thank you, sir. $2,000 bid is there. $2,000. $3,000. My fellow white jacketed gentleman there. $3,000. Go to $4,000. Would you like $4,000? $4,000. Say $5,000. $5,000. Go to $6,000. $6,000. $7,000. No. Just a firm no. Thank you for being unwavering, sir. It says $6,000. The bid is all the way back there. We'll sell it $6,000 if no more. Surely there's someone here with hardwood floors. Are we done at $6,000? Fair warning, man. $6,000. The gentleman seated right here back at the table. I can't read your table number, but he's right here. Yep, at $6,000. Last chance to you, sir, at $6,000. Sold there at $6,000. Well done. All right, we have two more lots to sell. This is a backstage meet and greet with Duran Duran, plus tickets to their show in Las Vegas. So, this is 2 tickets and a rare backstage meet and greet with the band at one of the shows in Las Vegas in September of 2019. So you can go September 7th or September 8th at the Cosmopolitan Las Vegas. Very cool, and backstage meet and greet with them. I know a lot of you here tonight for Duran Duran. Who will start me 2 tickets and backstage? $1,000 open, $1,000 open bid for this. Who will start me? $1,000 there. I see you. Thank you. $1,000 all the way back with the lady at 1. We'll take $1,500 now. Take it away. $1,500. It's $1,000. $1,500 behind the pillar. $1,500. Do you have $2,000 here, Mel? Just silence. No. Are you sure? Duran Duran in Vegas. $1,500 then, the bid is back there, back left at $1,500 only. We'll sell it at $1,500, going once at $1,500, going twice at $1,500. Is there someone else? $2,000 down front. I want you to leave with something, sir. We'll get something for you. How about $2,500 in back there? All the way, we put all the Duran Duran fans in the back. Note to the 2020 auction gala. Where? In the very corner, where? Raise your hand. Where's the person? I don't think they're there. I think it's a phantom bidder. It's $2,500 then. The bid is here. Going once at $2,500. Where's my $2,500? Raise your hand. It's $2,500 here. Going twice at $2,500. Fair warning then. $2,500 all the way left. Where are you back there? This corner here. Last chance. Fair warning. Sold there then. $2,500. Well done. Our next lot and our penultimate lot of the evening is very, very cool. We added it to the program. It's not in your program, and there's a very exciting film to kick it off. Check this out. This lot is so insane that I had to confirm it 4 times because I didn't believe it. This is something that you can't buy. This is the opportunity to be the 6th sailor on one of those boats in the 2019-2020 race season. So, you're going to be on one of those boats. This is established by Larry Ellison and Olympic and America Cup winner Russell Coots in 2018. These F-50 catamarans, they all race the exact same boat, and it's those boats you just saw at speeds up to 60 miles an hour. You can pick which race you attend. You can do, in 2019, we've got the Isle of Wight in Marseille this summer and fall, or in 2020, you can do Sydney, San Francisco, New York, or the Isle of Wight. So you can pick your location. You have to sign a very, very lengthy waiver. Just FYI, Charlie Duke will not be on this one. Charlie Duke will have retired to the Maldives. Completely ludicrous. Who here would like to take their life into their own hands? Honestly, if they shoot a video, if they get whoever produced that video to do it for you, I mean, that's worth it alone. Just that music. All right, we'll start with $1,000, give it 1,000, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. This side, let's get this side. 7,000 over there, I got you, 7,000. 8,000 here, two hands up, 9,000, 10,000, all the way back. 11, sir? 11,000. Right here at 11. 12 all the way left there. I hope you've got them. Go 13 here. 13,000, 14,000. 14,000 here. All right, now's the chance on this side. It's 14,000. Do we have 15,000? I cannot see like anything over there. So if you'd like to go to 15,000, just yell. Is that a bid? $15,000 all the way left now. Who will go to 16? Would you like 16, sir? Cannot buy 16,000 in the gold jacket there. 16,000. Coming back on this side. Cannot buy this opportunity. I don't even where. 17,000. Is that 20 right here? $20,000, folks. 20,000. Coming in. Do we have a 21 on this side? A $20,000 jump. 21,000. 21,000. Who's going 22, sir? Go 22,000. 22,000. What's another $1,000 he says? 22,000. We have 23. Just shout it out again. Go to 23,000. The opportunity of a lifetime. 22,000 is big. It's the gentleman seated here. Going once at 22. Where? 25? 25,015. This is what you folks came to see. This is not CNN, folks. This is Bravo. This is where the drama happens. It's unfolding before our very eyes here. It's 25,015. Split it? You want to go together? No, I don't think you can do that. The votes are very small, sir. It's 25,000. Folks, I can't just make up two of them. I don't work for Russell Coots and Larry Ellison. 27, sir? 27,000 in back. If I knew Lord Larry Ellison, I would do too, but it's not my prerogative. 27,000. Who would like to go to 29? Anyone this side, you, sir? Or here? At 27,000, the gentleman in the gold jacket. Going once at 27. Going twice at 27,000. Fair warning at 27,000. Last chance, all 30,000. At $30,000, the gentleman here. What should we do, sir, back there? You can't do any more. To ride in the Canaveral at 60 miles an hour at $30,000 going once cannot be bought. It will not be at the 2020 gala, I promise you that. Going twice at $30,000. 2.5 times. It's the last chance to, sir. $30,000. Fair warning. It's yours, sir. Sold at $30,000. Well done. And this is our penultimate lot of the evening. 2 more lots to sell. This is a walk-on roll on The Right Stuff. If you are not aware, The Right Stuff is an upcoming American drama series, National Geographic, based obviously on Tunnel's best-selling nonfiction book, which I'm sure everyone in this room has read. It's airing on National Geographic in 2020, and it is as a self-described, gritty, anti-nostalgic look at what have become America's first reality shows. Ambitious astronauts and their families became instant celebrities. So, very cool. This is the opportunity for a walk-on row. Some of our stars are here tonight in the room from The Right Stuff. Will be airing next year. Walk on roll in the show, and I've been asked to start this. Oh, by the way, it's filming in Orlando through the end of 2019. So we've been asked to start this one remember all for charity starting at 7,500. Will anyone raise their hand for a walk on roll in the right stuff? 7,500. I must start there. 75. Someone clapping tentatively in the back there. Anyone at 7,500? If not, we'll move on. 7,500. Anyone? Must have 7,500 for this. If not, we can just move on to our last line. Fair warning then at 75. Anyone like to be in the right stuff? Are you sure? 7,500. What can we throw in to make this more interesting? Poor Mr. Duke. He did not know he was going to have such a role in the auction tonight. But that did it. $7,500. Thank you, folks. So you will be having dinner with your names. What are your names? Patrick Adams, Jake Dorman, and Colin Donahue. So having dinner with Alan Shepard, John Glenn, otherwise known as the wonderful Patrick Adams and Jake McDorman and Colin Donahue. We're at 7,500. The gentleman in the white jacket here. Further bids of 75. I'll take 8 anywhere in the room. Otherwise, it's 75 and under here. Sold to you, sir. $7,500. Well done. And our last lot coming to the big stage. I hope. Here it comes. This is the coolest thing. This lot specifically raises funds for the Aldrin Family Scholarship arranged by the Astronaut Scholarship Foundation. This, obviously, you all know it as Earthrise, taken on the Apollo 8 mission. The cool thing about this one is it is signed by 19 people, 3 of the Moonwalkers. It is signed by Scott Carpenter, Walt Cunningham, Jim Lovell, Dave Scott, Alan Bean, Fred Hayes, Edgar Mitchell, Al Ward, Charlie Duke, Paul Weiss, Jerry Carr, Bob Crippen, Hank Hartstone, Mike Mullane, John McBride, Charlie Bolden, John Blaha, Bob Springer, and Tom Jones. So all of them have signed this. Not every day you see something with 19 astronauts signed on it. We did have a bid come in online for this one, so I'm going to start at $5,000. Opening bid of $5,000, which we have coming in online. $5,000 opening bid. Anyone care to say 6? Anyone say $6,000 this evening? $5,000 to our online bid account. Where? 6,000. These things are killing me. Note to the 2020 auction committee, we've got to move these lovely people to the front of the gala next year. $6,000 all the way in back. Do we have 7 anywhere this time? 7,000 anywhere? $6,000 I'll sell behind the pillars here at $6,000. Going once at 6. 7,000 in time. Go to 8, sir. He just wants to drag it out. I'm between you and dessert. This gentleman, he just wants to drag it out. The bus doesn't come for 3 hours, people. We can do this as long as you want. $8,000. Excuse me, 7,000. Would you like 8 over here? Wave, do something, make a noise. At 7,000, the gentleman seated right in front, table 6, going once at 7, going twice at 7. Is that a bid in back there? $8,000 in back. The lady all the way in back there, 8,000. Would you like 9, sir? 9,000, he's back. Now it's an auction, folks. 9,000. Go to 10 in back there. Just one bid, man. Would you like 10? 10,000. Now she's back. This is the deal of the day because it went for 25,000 last year. So 10,000. Would you like 11? What are you telling you? What is he telling you? He'll sign it to you. Would you like 11? Charlie already did sign it. Did you listen to my spiel earlier? Would you like 11,000? Walt Cunningham is like the John Hancock of the astronaut community. Giant signature there. Would you like 11, sir? Otherwise, it's 10 with the lady seated all the way back. Last lot in the auction tonight. $10,000 going once, sir. 11,000. It's back now. Thank you, sir. Go to 12 and back there, ma'am. Would you like 12,000? No, she's out. Then it's 11 here. Last chance, folks. Going once at 11,000. Going twice at $11,000. Gentlemen seated in front at $11,000. Sold to you, sir, at 11,000. And with that, we are going to tally up the totals. You guys give yourselves a round of applause. We made a ton of money tonight for a very good cause. And with that, I'm going to hand the mic back over to the wonderful Al Roker. Thank you, sir.
All right, well, if you haven't found something you're taking home tonight from the auctions, the Astronaut Scholarship Foundation could use your support. donate a giant moon or a giant Mars map kit to the school of your choice, or provide a scholarship for a college student. With every dollar that helps a kid with a bright future, get in touch with either of the foundations after the event. And of course, I'm going to be going to the Maldives as well. So anyway, tonight is about celebrating the past and waiting for the future. That includes doing all we can to help the kids. Another way you can support the foundation is by purchasing your table centerpieces. The moon globes in your table have been donated by Astro Reality. Each globe can tell you the history of our missions to the moon, and they've been autographed by some of the heroes of Apollo in the moon with us. So there you go. All right, time to present the final award of the evening. To present the Pioneer Space Award and recognize an unsung hero of Apollo, last year's awardee, Jerry Griffin.
I've got to echo something that Bob Manna said, that this is a great honor for me to do this tonight. Some of you know I was in mission control for all of Apollo, and at the end of Apollo, I was summoned or banished or something to Washington headquarters, and fought the legislative battle up there for 4 years. And finally, I told the administrator, I got to get out of here. I've got to go back to the real world. And so they sent me to the desert in at the Dryden Flight Research Center. Great time. ALT test for the shuttle. And then off I came. They said, we were only there a year and a half. And they said, we'd like you to go to the Cape and be the deputy director of the center as we make the run up to shuttle the first launch. So I got here about mid-1977. Was trying to get into the swing of things here at the Cape. It was different than Washington for sure, and different than Houston. And so I was going around meeting people, and all of a sudden I was introduced to Joanne Morgan. And she had just gotten her master's degree on a Sloan Fellowship at Stanford. And when we saw each other the first time, we smiled. And then every time we saw each other after that, we smiled. And I wondered kind of where she was headed. And I can tell you, in the 4 years that I was here, they put her in every place that had a problem. She solved it. I think maybe we were kindred spirits because we had both been in ops. She was launch ops, I was flight ops. Now we were moving on in our careers. We always look back to those operational days. This Apollo 50th Space Pioneer Award, nobody is more deserving than Joanne Morgan. Let's play the video.
I was a precocious child. I could read when I was 3. I skipped the first grade and went to the 2nd grade. My dad picked us all up and brought us to Florida in the 1950s. And that's where, as a junior in high school in Titusville, Florida, I saw my first rocket launch. I went to the post office one day. It said, the Army Ballistic Missile Agency will be hiring 2 students, one from Alabama and one from Florida. The big thing was it said students. It didn't say boys. Now, I am a student. I make straight A's. I I didn't know at the time that it was a big deal for me, a girl, to get selected. I graduated next Monday. I went to work at Canaveral for the Army Ballistic Missile Agency. I worked on my first launch on a Friday night. So I was just right in there at the very beginning of the founding of NASA and as part of the launch operations world. It was not an encouraging time for young women to be studying engineering. In the beginning, there was total confusion. Who is this girl? By the time Apollo 11 rolled around, the fact that I was sitting there in the firing room and singing on propellant loads for Apollo 8 and 9 and 10 and all, by then I was past the hurdle of acceptance. It was like, she's been here for 10 years, working first as a college student. She's apparently not going anywhere. God gave us brains to use and think and take and absorb and create new knowledge. Be fearless, love what you do, and pursue your passion. Well, I could defend myself with that thing, can't I? It's like to say that auctioneer really had my sister going. She wanted to scratch her head, but she was so afraid to raise her hand, especially when things got over $20,000. This is such an incredible honor. It's totally unexpected honor for me to be recognized in this way. I retired a long time ago. I quit public speaking when I hit 70, and I thought, I'm just going to enjoy life and work off my bucket list, go skiing every year, and try to stay fit. However, when Jeb Bush was governor, he recruited me to be a university trustee. And in the course of serving for 5 years with the university system here in Florida, I was downright horrified. I went to a graduation at one of our state universities. Not one woman got an engineering degree. So I had to go back to work. We need to get more women studying engineering. So I would like to thank the foundations, both of the foundations that are sponsors here, and all the corporate sponsors. It means so much to know, and I know you need these hardworking women to be employees too, so your support of these kind of things is very critical. And I'd just like to say that if we continue to educate women in engineering, we are always going to be on top. We are going to be on top. We will be going everywhere we want to go. Thank you. Thank you.
That was just inspiring. Now, I invite astrophysicist, author, and friend, Mr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, to the stage to share some personal reflections.
What I'd like to do is read for you a letter that I wrote to NASA. in just a few minutes. But before I do that, I just want to share some quick thoughts that I had just sitting here in this room. I want you to take notice of the mission patches that are hanging up front here. If you're in the back, you know them. You can look at them later. And I want you to take a look at the Apollo 11 patch. It's really unlike any other patch from any other mission. There is no red, white, and blue. There is no representation of hardware. There's not even the astronauts' names. Whatever was NASA's intent, I don't know, but I can tell you the effect of that. The effect of that is, it is an explicit and implicit statement that no, it was not an astronaut with a name who landed on the moon. It's a human being. It was an achievement of our species. And if you're going to represent the species, you don't put names on a patch. It's an accomplishment irrespective of the hardware. You don't put the hardware on it. We walked on the moon. Humans walked on the moon. For me, that patch rises high above all NASA patches for precisely that reason. Notice also, there's the lunar landscape and Earth. An important reminder. Yes, we went to the moon to explore the moon, but we discovered Earth for the first time. The birth of the modern conservation movement is traceable to the Apollo missions to the moon. There were some early seeds planted. Yes, 1962, Silent Spring, Rachel Carson. Yes. But there was no action based on that. No. Congress met and then they forgot about it. The country had other priorities. The hot war rising. Southeast Asia, Cold War, heating up further. 1962, the wall went up in Berlin. The hippie movement was not about conservation. It was an anti-war movement, initially. It was not until Apollo 8, with the Earthrise photo, and not until we started walking, going to the moon and walking, that people said, Earth matters. Yeah, we cared about pollution locally, clean up this stream, this lake, but no one thought about Earth holistically until we were walking on the moon. You want evidence of this? 1970, the Environmental Protection Agency is founded. Yeah, we had other issues to worry about. There was still a hot war, still a Cold War. There was campus unrest. The civil rights movement wasn't fully done yet. Yet we found the time to create the Environmental Protection Agency. And think of the partisan politics that divides us today. Allow me to remind you that that happened under a Republican president. The Environmental Protection Agency was founded in 1970. Leaded gas gets banned. The Comprehensive Clean Air Act gets signed. The Comprehensive Clean Water Act. All of a sudden, people start thinking about Earth. Yeah, if you look at the cost of the Apollo program, $100 billion in today's dollars. $100 billion. So we found this urge, it's almost a guilt urge. It's like, oh, here's this spin-off, and here's this other thing, and here's the benefit here. Some benefits you can't put a price on. The fact that we all came together and said, Earth matters. Because there it is, alone in a void of space, with ocean, land, clouds. Earth as nature intends you to see it, not with color-coded countries, as represented in your social studies class. No. We are alone on spaceship Earth, and a space program brings that cosmic perspective. And I ask you, how much is space exploration worth to you? Now, I'd like to end on, it's a letter I'm going to read. I've had the occasion to collect my correspondence over the past several decades and put it in a book. It's not out yet, it comes out in the fall. It's called Letters from an Astrophysicist. It's my correspondence with mostly complete strangers who have written in with some kind of uncertainty in their life. And they're writing me to ask, no, not how far away is the sun, or what's the temperature of space. They have issues in their life, and they're coming to me with some hope and expectation that a cosmic perspective that I can bring to their letter can illuminate a path of decision-making that they need to take. The letters from people in prison, people who've just been notified by their doctor that they have a terminal illness, letters from some children. In all cases, it's people in search of meaning in life. And I think it's pretty clear that the deepest meaning we can ascribe to life is not going to be found here on Earth. It's going to need to understand the entire universe to bring that into perspective. Some of the letters are just written not to anyone in particular, but to everyone. This is such a letter. Dear NASA, perhaps you didn't know, but we're the same age. In the first week of October 1958, you were born of the National Aeronautics and Space Act as a civilian space agency, while I was born of my mother in the East Bronx. So, the year-long celebration of our shared 60th anniversary provides me a unique occasion to reflect on our past, our present, and our future. I was 3 years old when John Glenn first orbited Earth. I was 7 when you lost astronauts Grissom, Chaffee, and White in that tragic fire of their Apollo 1 spacecraft on the launch pad. I was 10 when you landed Armstrong, Aldrin on the moon. And I was 14 when you stopped going to the moon altogether. Over that time, I was excited for you and for America. But the vicarious thrill of the journey, so prevalent in the hearts and minds of others, was absent from my emotions. I was obviously too young to be an astronaut, but I also knew that my skin color was much too dark for you to picture me as part of that epic adventure. Not only that, even though you're a civilian agency, your most celebrated astronauts were military pilots at a time when war was becoming less and less popular. During the 1960s, the civil rights movement was more real to me than it surely was to you. In fact, it took a directive from Vice President Johnson in 1963 to force you to hire black engineers at your prestigious Marshall Space Flight Center in Huntsville, Alabama. I found the correspondence in your archives. Do you remember? James Webb, then head of NASA, wrote to German rocket pioneer Werner von Braun, who headed the center and who was the chief engineer of the entire manned space program. The letter boldly and bluntly directs von Braun to address the lack of equal employment opportunity for Negroes in the region, and to collaborate with area colleges, Alabama A&M, and Tuskegee Institute, to identify, train, and recruit qualified Negro engineers into the NASA Huntsville family. In 1964, you and I had not yet turned 6 when I saw picketers outside the newly built apartment complex of our choice in the Riverdale section of the Bronx. They were protesting to prevent Negro families, mine included, from moving there. I'm glad their efforts failed. These buildings were called, perhaps prophetically, the Sky View Apartments, on whose roof, 22 stories over the Bronx, I would later train my telescope on the universe. My father was active in the civil rights movement working under New York City's Mayor Lindsay to create job opportunities for youth in the ghetto, as the inner city was called back then. Year after year, the forces operating against this effort were huge. Poor schools, bad teachers, meager resources, abject racism, and assassinated leaders. So while you were celebrating your monthly advances in space exploration, from Mercury to Gemini to Apollo, I was watching America do all it could do to marginalize who I was and what I wanted to become in life. I looked to you for guidance, for a vision statement that I could adapt, that would fuel my ambitions, but you were not there for me. Of course, I shouldn't blame you for society's woes. Your conduct was a symptom of America's past, not a cause. I knew this. But you should nonetheless know that among my colleagues, I'm the rare few in my generation who became an astrophysicist in spite of your achievements in space, rather than because of them. For my inspiration, I instead turned to libraries, remaindered books on the cosmos from bookstores, my rooftop telescope, and the Hayden Planetarium. After some fits and starts through my years in school, where my ambition seemed, at times, to be a path of most resistance through an unwelcoming society, I became a professional scientist. I became an astrophysicist. Over the decades that followed, you've come a long way. Whoever does not yet recognize the value of this adventure to our nation's future soon will, as the rest of the developed and developing world seeks to pass us by in every measure of technological and economic strength. Not only that, these days you look much more like America. From your senior level managers to your most decorated astronauts. Congratulations. You now belong to the entire citizenry. I had even joined the ranks of your most trusted, as I served dutifully on your prestigious advisory council. I came to recognize that when you're at your best, nothing in this world can inspire the dreams of a nation the way you can. Dreams fueled by a pipeline of ambitious students, eager to become scientists, engineers, and technologists in the service of the greatest quest there ever was. You have come to represent a fundamental part of America's identity, not only to itself, but to the world. So, as we continue our 61st trip around the sun, I want you to know that I feel your pains and share your joys. I look forward to seeing you back on the moon, but don't stop there. Mars beckons, as do destinations beyond. Space buddy, even if I have not always been, I am now and forevermore your humble servant. Thank you.
We hear the words unsung hero much more often since the movie Hidden Figures made such an impact a few years ago. But the reason those words actually matter is because there are many people who made important contributions through their expertise, hard work, and tenacity that are not household names. There were setbacks like the Apollo 1 fight. But to honor their sacrifice, teams of people worked together to literally reach out and land humans on the moon. An incredible feat that took more than 400,000 men and women working together towards accomplishment. Here are some of the unsung heroes we would like to highlight for their important contributions today. Edward Dwight, who is here with us tonight. Mr. Dwight, would you please stand up? And now it's time for a conversation with the legends of Apollo and some very special guests joining us remotely. We'd like to welcome to the stage British Professor Brian Cox, who will be moderating a very special portion of this evening.
Good evening. It is a great honour for me to be here, but it's also my honour to welcome on stage the four heroes of Apollo. So Apollo 9 lunar module pilot Rusty Spike. Apollo 11 command module pilot Michael Collins. Apollo 16 lunar module pilot Charlie Duke. And Apollo flight director Jerry Griffin. Now, of course, everybody knows that Apollo was a NASA and American achievement, but fewer people, I think, know that there were other countries involved, and specifically Australia, because of its geographical position. Australians are there. Because of its geographical position, it was sometimes the only way. Telescopes in Australia, particularly Honeysuckle Creek, were the only way that we could communicate with the Apollo spacecraft. And because of the magic, the technological know-how of Cisco WebEx telepresence, we are now able to go live to Australia and speak to two of the engineers who worked on Honeysuckle during Apollo. So are you there, John Saxon and Mike Dean?
Good evening, Mike Dean here.
Thank you, Dan. Go ahead. We have a delay through the magic of technology. Mike and John, I wanted to ask you, first of all, to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you did during Apollo.
Well, I'm Mike Dean. During Apollo, I was the deputy station director at the Armstrong retraining station, responsible for operations. So I sat in what we call the Armstrong's left-hand seat, generally talked to Houston, looked after the station, was as transparent as we could be between the astronauts and Houston, and so we did our job well. No one knew we were there. However, there were hundreds, if not thousands, of people directly involved in Australia. John?
Yeah, my name is John Saxon. I was lucky enough to get an operations supervisor job at Honeysuckle, and I sat on the main console there every Apollo mission and all the Skylab missions. And I must say, how lucky can you be to score a job like that?
Now, I believe you both spent some time listening to Michael Collins as he was transmitting back, communicating with Mission Control here in the US. You heard his voice a lot. I don't think you ever got a chance to speak to him directly, but he's here tonight. Do you have anything to say to Mike?
Well, very much so. When President Nixon uplinking links to neon bars on the surface, we were tracking through our weak side tipping villa, Mike in the command module. And so the uplink and downlink was through the tipping villa station, wing of ours at Honeysuckle. And Mike, we looked after you very carefully, just to share that your president, for some reason, didn't seem quite to remember you were there. You were there.
And John, I think you did speak to Charlie on the surface of the moon, is that right, in Apollo 16?
I guess it was a little over 48 years, 49 years, I can't remember which. That, yeah, I had a bit of a chat with Charlie and John Young on the lunar surface. They were waiting to go up for your second EDA, I think, Charlie. And I'm so sorry that I invited you for a beer down at Honeysuckle all that time ago. Never managed to give you one. So hopefully you'll come down again and we'll really be able to give you a proper swan lager.
I'll go.
Brian, one point that I think is really important is that on Apollo 11 and some other missions, the go for transplanter injection was given through Canaveral. The television that we saw on Neil came through Honeysuckle Creek.
Well, yes, I remember actually, Mike, I spoke to you a month ago in Sydney, and you told me a story about that television signal, because at Goldstone, here in the US, we're in range at the same time. So can you tell the story of why it was that the Australian picture was used?
Well, when the camera came on, when the TV circuit breaker was pushed in, we received the television signal at Honeysuckle and at Goldstone, California at the same time. Initially it was upside down because the camera was upside down, but the switch was in the wrong position at Goldstone. However, our signal was correct, obviously. and so both signals appeared at Houston, and Ed Cattan turned as Houston TV. After a minute or two, selected our signal from Honeysuckle as being slightly better than the Goldstone one. And this was so 30 seconds before Neil took a step on the moon, so we're very proud of the fact that we happened in the right place at the right time, sending the right signal. So the first television of the first step on the moon went from Honeysuckle to Sydney, skipping through Australia, sent across the Pacific via our OTC system to Houston, and then went to the world. Right way up.
We have short time here, so I just wanted to ask you both your final thoughts about how important it was for you and indeed Australia to work on Apollo.
I estimated the other day that there was well over 1,000 people in Australia who were directly involved in the support of Apollo 11 and many most television. So, yeah, I think it was an important contribution.
Well, for that 1,000, you could double or treble if you start taking families into account who were rather significant partners in varying ways. Plus, every piece of electronic communication equipment around Australia was placed into use. People were sitting in the middle of the Canaveral plane, not allowed to touch any piece of equipment. And a great effort went throughout the whole of Australia, including, by the way, comms to things like the Orion aircraft and tracking ships. And so it was a big adventure, and we were very proud to be part of it. At the time, of course, we were all focused, like astronauts would have been, on their job, and you didn't really have time to think about the grand picture. But in retrospect, we were very happy, very proud, very pleased to be in the right place at the right time.
Part of the team, there were really 3 teams. One at the station, one around the country, and another around the world. And it was a team effort all over.
And we're really representative of the space tracking network. The mass for MSFM, MISFIM, as the acronym used to get it pronounced. stationed all around the world, thousands of people, including, as Joe said, Canaveral was a very important station, starting at the Gemini days and going right through, so a big facility, part of the NASA knowledge engineers spaceflight network.
Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight, John Saxon and Mike here from Australia. Thank you very much.
Well done.
Thank you.
I think I'll stand over here. So we heard there, Charlie, we talked a little bit about Apollo 16 and the now devices for a beer in Australia. Could you tell us a bit about the importance, linking into Australia, the importance of those tracking stations, the importance of the communications, but also, of course, your experience on the moon?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. There were three major antennas around the world: Goldstone, California, Madrid, Spain, and Honeysuckle. 70 meters, as I remember, 210 feet diameter, and they pointed at the moon, and one of them was always pointing at the moon. And so we downlinked television and voice communications and everything through those antennas. So the Deep Space Network was extremely important for the successful of Apollo. And by the way, he couldn't give us a Swan beer then, but when we got home, we had a case of Swan beer in our garage.
Mike, I heard you talking earlier in the day, actually, done many interviews today, about the experience, the question that you were always asked, but I'd like to ask it again, about what your experience was of the landing from lunar orbit, and what you were thinking and how you felt during that time. Yes.
I really was not worried about the landing very much at all. We've seen so many photographs of the area in which Neil was supposed to put his craft down, and I had full confidence in Neil being able to pick and choose and maybe overfly, but eventually find what he considered to be a suitable or the most suitable spot, and to bring it down there. And of course, he had Buzz to help him with the internal technology or techniques that were being used at the time, so that Neil could give his first full attention to looking out the window. So I thought it was a piece of cake, really, and I wasn't concerned. And when I found out what Neil had done, I sort of yawned, I guess. Not really, of course, but in all seriousness, I was much more concerned about their coming back up from the moon, that we in NASA always prided ourselves on having a few of everything and duplicating bits and pieces of the machinery, but on the lunar module there was just one ascent engine, and that had to work perfectly, or two dead men on the moon. And so that's what was primarily on at the time.
So you were more relaxed than Charlie on Capcom, or was it a relaxed feeling in mission controls?
At liftoff or landing?
Landing.
No, it wasn't relaxed at all. We were very tense. Jerry was not on the console, but he was there. And the tension in mission control was the highest I'd ever seen or felt and experienced. And so as they were coming down, it was extremely tense with the problems that were developing. And so it was got real serious in mission control towards the end, and we were running out of gas, basically. The tension was such that, as I reported later on, I'm holding my breath. Are we going to make it or not? And but we were so close. I'm convinced that, well, Neil had the final say whether he's going to land or not. And so they're 30 feet off the moon. They see everything. And we're called on aboard, and they're 30 feet up. But he had 4% fuel remaining, and he could go ahead and land if it was his prerogative. 3,000 feet up, he didn't have a chance, but at 30 feet, he could do it. So, well, even though we were sweating it in mission control, I think they were a lot cooler up in the spacecraft than we were.
Were you, Mike, in contact at that time, or were you out of regular contact?
I'm sorry?
Mike, were you in contact at that time, at the time of the landing? At the time of the landing?
Were you hear the landing? Could you hear the landing? Were you out of it?
No, I was, during most of the time that they were on the surface, I was somewhere else in a 60-mile orbit overhead. No.
Oh, I see. So you essentially missed the drama. Jerry, I wanted to ask you about your recollection of that.
Hello, Houston.
Of your recollection of that moment, as Charlie's described it, with how close was it to when you felt you may have called for abort, and like Charlie, did you think that Neil and Buzz would have ignored you and landed anyway?
I had, I'm often asked what was the most memorable moment that you had in Apollo 11. And I think most people say, well, it was the landing or the actual landing, or Neil stepping out on the surface. And for me, that was not the case. It was at 30 feet. Buzz was reading out altitude and descent rate. He did that about every 10 or 15 seconds. He would say 50 feet, 9 feet per second down, whatever. At 30 feet, he said 2.5 down, picking up some dust. And when he said picking up some dust, it sent a chill up my back. Just did again. Because I realized that we had these two guys in a spacecraft with their engine blowing dust off the moon, and Buzz could see it out of the corner of his eye. And when he said that to me, I said, "We're going to make it. We're okay. We're going to make it." We had. And when they landed, best we could calculate, they had about 17 seconds of fuel remaining, and that's pretty close. But like Charlie says, I think Neil was much more comfortable with what he was doing because he knew the situation. We couldn't see out the window. We didn't know what he was exactly doing, other than the fact that Charlie kept saying, he kept talking to him. Finally, when they did, he said, "Just shut up and let him land." And but
I got chastised in the last few minutes of descent. I was giving them this running conversation about what was happening, and Dick Slayton, the flight director, not flight director, but flight crew operations guy, one of the original astronauts, looked. He was sitting on my right. He said, "Shut up and let them land." That got my attention. Yes, sir.
Mike, I wanted to ask you, Mike, when you got back into contact again, so what was the moment when you realised that they had successfully landed on the moon? What were your thoughts then? And when did you realise that they had actually successfully landed?
A little while later, I don't think 50 years from now I'm supposed to remember each individual second of this sequence. But obviously I was delighted. There were so many ifs and buts along the way. As I said earlier, my primary concern was not with the landing, but with their subsequent ascent coming back to the command module. If everything went according to plan, the rendezvous that we had planned in the simulator over and over was a relatively simple, straightforward thing. But if, for example, they got off late or they got into a lopsided orbit for one reason or another, and there were a lot of reasons that might happen, then all kinds of emergency procedures insured themselves. I had around my neck an 8x10 notebook with 18 different cases. Just to give you an example of one of them. So, for one reason or another, here I am. I'm coming over 60 miles in an orbit that I really can't change, at least not quickly. And they figured my angle, measured my angle, and they take off at exactly the right time that puts us in the proper position to out in the open. There's plenty of fuel left. If, for example, they were a little bit late getting off, then I still stayed in my 60 orbit. They had to speed up in order to catch me because they were late. And the only way they could go faster was to dive down. And that strategy worked fine until they were just cruising to the tops of the craters. And if they were 1 second more delayed in leaving the surface, then it would be flipped upside down. Then they went as high as they could go, as slow as they could go. I dive down, go as fast as I could come around and make an extra circuit and catch them. And that was, like one example out of 18. So that was what I was sweating primarily, the rendezvous docking aspect of the flight.
Rusty, I know you give a lot of thought to the meaning of Apollo and the meaning of the 50th anniversary of Apollo and what it means going forward. So could you comment on the thoughts you have technically about that?
Brian, I hope I can comment on it. I've developed, beginning middle afternoon today, a case of laryngitis. So I may get halfway through this and you can finish it for me. Brian and I have talked about this because Brian is an astrophysicist and something of a cosmologist. And that's an interest of mine as well. Late last year, anticipating events like this all through this year, not only in the United States but elsewhere, as a matter of fact, I realized that guys like Mike and Charlie and others had a bit more to say about being on the moon 50 years ago. So I got thinking about what was the big picture, not just the race with the Russians, the Soviet Union at that time to get to the moon, or even the jobs and the development of technology or the advancement of science, but if we take a look at the really big picture of evolution of life here on the Earth, and for that matter, going all the way back to the Big Bang. I mean, if we look at the whole scope of history, from the time of the Big Bang, 17 billion or 14 billion years ago, basically, and coming forward, that's a very fascinating evolution which started with quantum physics and went through standard physics and into chemistry, and then a magic thing happened called biology. Up until that time, nothing gave a damn about anything, really. But when biology came along, suddenly in the universe, there was intentionality, survival, continuation, evolution. And out of that biology, many eons later, developed conscious life, self-awareness, that kind of thing. And we are that representation, the manifestation of that in our little corner of the universe. And when the guys on Apollo 8 looked back over the horizon of the moon as they came around looking forward for the first time after 6 hours there, they were shocked to see this beautiful blue and white planet come up over the horizon. They really weren't even ready for it. They didn't expect it. And all of a sudden, here's this incredibly beautiful blue and white planet that's home of all of life that we know about in the universe. Now, I expect that in that great sweep of history, where biology in the universe evolved into life and conscious awareness, that this is probably repeated elsewhere as well. But I think at that moment on Apollo 8 and then later on Apollo 11 on, when people were walking on the moon, there was that realization within human life that we are that evolutionary experiment in this little corner, and we're responsible for that going forward. I mean, we've been born out of Mother Earth, and here we are. There it is down there. We're out the birth canal looking back at Mom for the first time. And I thought, that, if I get really into the big picture, that's what this moment in history is. All of us are incredibly lucky to be living at this magic moment when life is first emerging off the earth. And we're the ones who've gone through that transition. 10,000 years from now, not just 50, that will be remembered. That was the moment when life first emerged out into the cosmos from this little experiment that we were a part of. So that to me is a big meaning of life.
Could I extend that question to each of you, actually, to reflect on Apollo and give us your most powerful memory, or indeed, as Rusty said, your reflections on the meaning of Apollo now?
We're all deaf, as you can see. What?
I think the thing that I brought back from the moon with me was not a view of the moon up close. That was an impressive sight, no doubt. But rather than that, it was the tiny little Earth. It popped its little blue bonnet up across the horizon, and one shot at it, it came up and it got prettier blue and white, very shiny and lovely little thing. For some reason, and I'm not able to discern, I couldn't tell then and I can't now, I also got a feeling I was looking at something that was fragile. I mean, I know it's a rock, third rock out and so on, but it projected a quality of fragility that I think is a correct one. You certainly see evidence of our fragility here on Earth, but to see it, the kind of little object that smaller than your thumbnail, that kind of rings a bell inside, and I carried that vision of the tiny little Earth and of its fragility. I'd like to extrapolate on that thought a bit. I don't quite know how. One way is somewhere along the line I said, hey, Houston, I've got the world in my window. And that's what I've been talking about, having this whole thing in my window. And then if you want to extrapolate that to the next step, have the world in your window. I mean, is that something, I don't think you go around 8 to 5 worrying about that particularly, but consider that you do have the world in your window. And it's a fragile world. And can you do anything about it? Well, maybe no, maybe yes. But I'd like to submit to you that you do have the capacity and the power to see that tiny little thing and to decide for yourself where the areas of fragility lie and perhaps do something about it.
I stood on the moon, we were in the middle of the moon, so the Earth was directly overhead. And in an Apollo spacesuit, you look up and you're looking at the top of your helmet. So we didn't see it much on the surface. One time I fell over backwards and, oh yeah, there it is, right out there. But in orbit, we had the same view. And I remember holding up my hand, and underneath my hand there was the Earth. And you don't see any Europes or Asia or Africa, so you just see Earth. And you don't see any races, you don't see any nations, you don't see any borders. And we're all down here on Earth, and I said, we got to learn to love one another. And but I had some real problems, in our marriage and all, and so I finally, about 6 years later, God appeared to me, not visually, but for God so loved the world. And when I put God's love in my life, I experienced the love for everybody. And I grew up in the South, and when I was a kid, it was segregation. But now, there isn't in our hearts, is God so loved the world, everybody. And so that's what I go around and try to talk about.
As I reflect back, particularly 50 years, I have some of the same philosophical feelings that these guys do, although I didn't get the opportunity to go out and take a look. But there are realities that have come to me. One is space travel. After you plan it and design what you're going to try to do, it's a nuts and bolts business. There's nothing mystical about building this except for the people that conceived it, which I don't know how they ever did it. But so I think one thing we learned that was more on the actual fact side was the fact that we had to make everything smaller, and it changed the world the way we operate today. This cell phone has a lot more storage, a lot more power, a lot more speed than these guys took to the moon, by far. And I think one thing the space that Apollo era pushed, and it got pushed further in the show, and maybe in the space station now we're going to see some further results, is that we're making life better on Earth while we do this. I really believe in the exploration of space. That's what Apollo was, the first little baby step. And going on to Mars will still be a baby step. And we've got to learn how to travel out there in the interstellar cosmos. And when we do, then one day we'll be able to set up life in the human species somewhere else, which we may have to do or we may choose to do. And I think Apollo was that first step. Got us going.
Now Cisco had managed to arrange one last surprise for us, because when Rusty and Mike and Charlie landed, splashed down, they were recovered by crews from the USS Hornet. And we're able now to go live to 3 members of those crews in San Francisco. And there we are. We have John Holt, Larry Silver, and John McLachlan.
Joe, Larry, and John, could you introduce yourselves and tell us what you did during Apollo?
You first, Joe. I'm first. I was one of the Marine Sergeants Board who was responsible for overall security of the capsule when it came aboard mobile quarantine. But I personally didn't care about that as much as I did when we found out the president was coming aboard, at which time we really got motivated. And so having the president aboard a capital ship is a real honor, and that's something I concentrated on myself. But basically it was just to keep the riffraff away from the mobile quarantine in the capsule while we got these gentlemen back to Hawaii.
How much riffraff do you have on an aircraft carrier?
They aren't going to volunteer. There's 2,000 sailors. That's a pretty good pot to drop. There's nothing in the rule book that says the Marines are supposed to really get along with sailors in the first place. And we're good buddies now. We kissed earlier. Yeah.
Moving on.
Larry,
oh yeah, my name is Larry Silva, and I was 19 years old when I came aboard the Hornet. I was only in the Navy about 7 months. 7 months before that, I wasn't even allowed to drive a family car. But here I am 7 months later, and I'm out in the middle of the Pacific, and I'm part of a recovery team with these two gentlemen. And it was just the event of my life. And I was honored to serve on this great carrier in the United States Navy.
And I was in Underwater Demolition Team 12, and I was one of the 3 swim teams assigned to put the collar on the command module when it landed. I had the extreme good fortune to, we lifted off from the carrier about an hour before you arrived, and it was dark, and on the horizon the sun was coming up, and we could see the fireball as the command module was re-entering. That was very, very exciting. And then went behind some clouds, so we couldn't see it for a minute, and then we looked straight up, and there was the command module right above us. We followed you all the way down to the water, and it was an experience of a lifetime, and it was great good fortune I had to be there.
I think Rusty has a question for you.
Yeah, I want to congratulate you guys for being finally in the right place, you know. The Navy finally got to the right spot. I know the Marine up there would appreciate that.
Well, John got to do all the fun stuff, jump in the water and stuff. I was just a spectator on a flight deck. That's where I got to work that day.
And which missions did you work on in the end?
I was blessed to do the Apollo 11 and 12 both.
I was on 8 and 11.
And I was only on 11.
Unfortunately, time is quite short, but if you have any last recollections or thoughts about, we've just talked about the meaning of Apollo. Do you have any last brief thoughts on what it meant to you and what it means going forward?
I had a quick question for Mike. When you guys landed, you went upside down. That was not unplanned. Do you remember your feet when you went upside down or hanging from your harness?
Yes, I do. It was a very sad moment in my life because I had lost a case of beer that I had bet Neil Armstrong. you know, you're not supposed to go upside down, but if the wind blows and it catches in your 3 parachutes, it whips the command module into what they call stable 2. Wasn't really too stable. It was a mess inside with the straps. And you don't. Anyway, the way you avoid that is the instant you touch the ocean, you feel it. You jettison the 3 parachutes. No big deal, but got these 2 switches, and they were like poison. You know, we didn't want to get anywhere near them until we were sure that it was the proper time to use them. And as protectors, you might say, we had 2 circuit breakers over here. Now, it was Buzz Aldrin's responsibility that the instant we touched down, push those 2 circuit breakers in, I'd throw the 2 switches, we'd stay in Sable 1, and I could have a monthly case of beer. And instead of that, we splatted, and Buzz's hand went down way past all the circuit breakers. Animal, by the time he got up and fooled around and found the right 2 circuit breakers and pushed them in, and I hit the switches, it's too late, over into Stable 2.
Hey, I want to find out something. Charlie, did you go Stable 1 or 2?
We did Stable 2.
Hey, we did Stable 1.
We had the same problem as we came down. I was up looking out the window, looking at these helicopters, and magically on the left side with the Mike's job was to flip the switches, and I was supposed to push the circuit breakers in. And so magically counted 500, 400, and I said, when he gets to 100, I will my head back and brace myself. And at 100, we hit the water. And what? My head went back, and that was what happened. And by the time I got over there and reached the circuit breakers, we were upside down, too.
See, there are all kinds of excuses on this thing.
This is why
I can tell we're a bit of a competitive lot, right?
Okay. Well, look, Joe, Larry, and John, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And now we have a special message we'd like to share with you from Rick Armstrong.
It's an Armstrong.
Good evening. Thank you. I'm sure it's pretty common knowledge that my dad was a man of few words, and you'll all be happy to hear that I'm going to adopt that same approach right now. I wish that he was here to celebrate this with us. He would be proud that we're honoring the teams of people who came together to make Apollo 11 and the other Apollo missions a success. I'm sure that he would have had something very meaningful to talk about. And he actually did that on the flight as well. So we'd like to run the video.
The Columbia, the Eagle, and the little EMU, the spacesuit and backpack that was our small spacecraft out on Earth. We'd like to give a special thanks to all those Americans who built those spacecraft, who did the construction, design, the test, and put their heart and all their abilities into those crafts. To those people, tonight we give a special thanks. And to all the other people that are listening and watching tonight, God bless you. Good night from Apollo 11.
So now we would like to close the panel with a champagne toast
to the heroes of Apollo and all the teams across America that made this possible. So to the heroes of Apollo. Thank you very much. Please thank the panel again.
This is just, how about another round of applause? This is just so amazing. My God. Wow. All right, time now for the seriously final award of the night, because we're about to go stable 3. Please join us on the stage to present, Nick Graham, please join us on the stage to present the Apollo Golden Galactic Award for the most awesome, formal space out.
Thank you, everyone. It's truly an honor, and I want to say we've almost sold $40,000 of bomber jackets in the last 24 hours, which is like, not only are you guys going to look great, but the Aldrin Family Foundation is going to be a lot happier too. So I just want to say one thing. I want to thank the Apollo program for having such a massive cultural influence on the fashion, music, style industries over the last 50 years. I mean, I know you're very right, left-brain organization, but the right brains love you. Thank you. So the influence you've had has been enormous, and I just want to thank all of you so much. So, without further ado, because we're going to go see Duran Duran, which is going to be galactic. I saw it last night, a little bit of it. Incredible. So, I want to say that this is the first time we've actually given the award. We give this award every 50 years. And but I want to say everyone's really stepped it up tonight, and I was very impressed. So we have two award winners tonight. And I want to say the runner-up is Mark and Shannon Hagel. Are you there? Yes. From Orlando. See, fashionable people live in the neighborhood. Yay! Ta-da! Yes, come, please. I mean, come on. It was like, this was a hard one. And the winner, actually, this is Elmira. Elmira won. She's won before, so, but it looks good. But this is a Swarovski trophy. It's 500 Swarovski. So it's incredible. And the winners are Joanne McPike and Jesse Howe. But you're all winners, basically. Here they come. You can tell by the height of the hair. We like height. And I'm wondering what Jesse was wearing. I was fascinated by that. So, look, it's stunning. Probably some Russian cosmonaut thing. Anyway, have a wonderful evening, and thank you, and Duran Duran will take you to the moon. Bye.
Thank you. All right, so it's that time of the night. Thanks for joining us for the Apollo 50th Gala. Remember, another highlight of the evening, the Duran Duran concert in the Rocket Garden with a special performance by Franchise Freedom and artwork by Studio Drift brought to life by hundreds of Intel drones. And if you're in New York on Saturday, July 20th, make sure you join the Aldrin Family Foundation in Times Square, where they will transform Duffy Square into Tranquility Base with the People's Moon Celebration and in partnership with the New York Department of Education. Now, if you are going to the concert, please make your way out now to the buses. All right, if you're going to the concert and have an auction item, you can collect them between 9 and 11 a.m. in the Seahorse Room at the Hilton Cocoa Beach. If you're not going to the concert, get your stuff now. And make sure you board the correct bus. Guests, go to the buses to the south end this way. All righty? Guests for the buses this way. That way. Enjoy Duran Duran. Have a nice evening. Good night.